Alright, so this was our first ever meeting with Gong, and I hope you guys enjoy this meeting here. I wanted to let you guys ask all the questions you had for Gong, because not too many people have the opportunity to talk to people like this. I hope you guys enjoy. We mainly went over what types of loan to use when buying your first property, or how to get to where he is now wholesaling. Like and comment if you guys want to see more videos just like this.
Alright, dude. I figured it out, man.
Okay, beautiful, man. Alright, let's get it started here. Alright, so tell us, Kong, how long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this for 12 years, man.
12 years, man. That's crazy. Kind of talk to us. How many deals have you done? Me personally, I've been doing this for 2.5 years. I've closed 54 deals already. So I'm kind of, I don't close consistently like most people, probably like yourself, but I do close here and there in here. So kind of tell us about yourself here.
Man, I mean, I would say that here we average between, we'll probably only do between 6 and 7. Not a whole lot compared to, some of the bigger guys out there that are doing 20, 30 deals a month.
I'm at like 2 to 3 sometimes.
Nice.
Sometimes most of my deals are kind of like JV and stuff like that. So I'll JV with a lot of people in here if you don't know.
Well, Tyler, I just want to say, dude, I appreciate you bringing me onto your community, man. It seems like you got a badass people in here, man.
Yeah, we love the people in here.
My question was, like, when you first started, what was like the hardest thing that you went through?
So I started 12 years ago, and when I got into real estate, I didn't do wholesaling. I actually started out as a fix and flipper. So I actually buy the property, fix it up, and rehab it and flip it for a profit. And I got to tell you, dude, the hardest thing is being able to, it's knowing how to talk to sellers and knowing how to negotiate. That was the hardest thing, because I did everything, man. I went out there, I meet with the seller, I took massive action, and I was consistent. But every single time when I get on the phone or I go out there, I meet with the seller, I didn't have to overcome some of their objections. Like, hey, I want to think about it, or hey, I got another offer. So not know what to say and how to negotiate with them. I kind of come off like a scam, and I didn't know what I was doing because I didn't know what I was talking about. And I did that for 6 months until I got my mentor, and then my wife said, "Hey, Tom, we're gonna start recording your call and listening." And then she listened to my call, dude, and she said, "Bro, even I wouldn't sell you my house, dude." At that moment, bro, I knew that I had a communication problem. So I took some time. I hired a mentor, and he taught me how to freaking negotiate, man. So,
just out of curiosity, what softwares do you use right now to find your deals? Maybe get buyers, stuff like that. What are you using as of right now?
Well, we use Deals For Me now, dude. So we use Deals For Me now. So it's a software. That's where we go and we pull our distressed property list. Just because now I have a bigger budget, we literally pull everything and anything that has at least a 30% in equity or more. So out of states, vacant, pre-foreclosure, tax link, like all the lists. And I specifically work in Washington State, and that's also the software that we use to find our buyers. But over time, we build our buyers through Craigslist, networking with realtors, on here, Tyler community or whatever Facebook community that you're in.
Perfect. And what markets are you in? Like what estates are we talking about? What towns? Kind of talk to us on that.
Yeah, man. I mean, when I first started, dude, I just focused on my city, and then I expand. So I think a lot of people, what they do is you guys don't have a laser target, and when you're first starting out, you don't want to target your whole entire state. You want to get an area, but once you have to have a bit of a population. So when I first started, I started out with right around 90,000 in population, and then I grew to my county, and then I took on over another county, and I just keep on expanding. And now we're doing, Washington State, a little bit in Florida and Arizona, but mainly Washington State.
Beautiful.
That's kind of my bad part.
I believe a lot of people in here are beginners. Let me know if you're a beginner. Text in the chat in the lounge. Use the lounge chat. Let me know, because we'll go over certain things with you guys here. Because I know we had a lot of beginners in here for a while. We want to get you to that next step to kind of, make those phone calls, start looking for properties the proper way and stuff like that. I guess, Kong, what price range on properties are you doing now in today's market, 2024? Like, are they 100K, 200K wholesale?
Yeah, like for those of you, if you're starting out, first thing you need to do is you need to pick an area that you can zone in and you can start farming. Okay, so that's number one. You got to identify your target area. Next thing is your target price. I know some of you are in like California and New York or whatever it is, and you're targeting, houses in the 800, a million, 35 million. I'm telling you, it's the bread and butter. So typically when we go in any state, any market, we want to stay anything between, $150,000 to $500,000. That's kind of like the sweet spot. So our average wholesale deal is between 20 to 25K. So if you go in a market where the ARV is between 100 to 150,000, your average wholesale fee is probably going to be right around between, I would say, 5 to 10K. But if you can get up to that 250 to 500,000 ARV, then your average, which means if you're going to get a deal in the contract, likely you're going to make about $20,000 to $25,000 on that deal. And I want all of you to understand, it's not about the number of deals. So don't chase number of deals. Just chase the profit. I mean, you can do one deal that makes you $20,000, or you can do freaking, 4 deals that makes you 5K.
Right.
Because I know in some market, houses are like super cheap. You can buy a duplex for like 100K, or you can buy a house for like 30,000, 40,000, 50,000. So your average deal is going to be like 5K. So you have to do more of it.
What I do is very different. I'm straight cold call. That's it. I use a cold call company. Everything I do is over the phone. I did some local stuff where I did like drive for dollars, things like that. But everything right now, straight calling.
Yep. Same here.
We focus very similar in your situation. Anything basically 500,000 is kind of a cap, but it's weird because I'm in mainly the state of Tennessee. That's all I do. Everything Tennessee. Nashville's one of those. Like, for example, we just put a property in the contract. The guy did not want to do a deal there, just kind of wanted a straight cash offer. House is worth 1.6, 1.7. And we got it for 1.2. We're just going to turn around and list it. I'm basically the acquisition guy. My business partner, he handles a lot of dispo. He's a fix and flip guy.
So you guys are going to buy for 1.2 and list it back on the market?
Yep.
So you guys are doing like a wholesale deal?
Yeah, that one's specifically a wholesale, but the majority of the stuff we do, see, it's so weird. We have so many different outlets. So we can go wholesale, where we buy them and sell to an investor, or if it's something that doesn't need a lot of work, we'll just buy it ourselves, put 10K into it, and then relist it. Okay. Nice. Wholesale. So yeah, we do everything.
So you're just going to buy for 1.2?
Yeah, 1.2. Yep.
And how much are you going to list it for?
1.6.
Okay, dang, okay. And how much are you going to walk away with? It's a big deal.
Obviously I'm looking for my first property. I just want to know, what is the best loan to kind of go with for your first investment? What's a good credit score? Like, what's some requirements that you like? What are some troubles you kind of went into? The process of buying property.
Yeah, man. I mean, know what I know today, bro. The best loan is probably the DSCR loan.
Right. I was just looking into that. Like,
yeah, man. I mean, we just closed on a property. I could have wholesale it and made, I think, 100,000, but obviously I didn't need any more capital because then I would have to pay a lot to Uncle Sam. So we end up keeping the property, and I did a DSCR loan on it. Where, for those of you who don't know what that is, you don't have to show your W-2 or your tax return. They basically loan you based on how much you can rent that property out for. So it's a debt service cover ratio. So Tyler, I think that's probably the best. But now, Tyler, I mean, like, I'm sure your business already got to the point where you're making at least $20,000 a month, right?
Right. I mean, yeah, we're pulling good numbers. Great numbers.
Good, man. Good. And the thing is, Tyler, the reason I want to point that out, because I think too many people rush into buying rental property, where what they need to do is they need to stay liquid, and then they keep on freaking got to pump and build that business first.
Very true.
I want to make that clear because so many people ask about, they want to buy the cash flow. But the thing is that, what I learned from this guy, I mean, his net worth is over $100 million. He said, you got to focus on building your cash cow first before you buy your cash flow. So which means you got to focus on building a business. You got to get your active income up to the point where it's making you so much money that if you don't park the money somewhere, you're going to pay 40 to 50% to Uncle Sam. That's when you're ready, right, to buy investment property. Otherwise, because every single time when you take the cash away from your business. So let's just say to you, like, hey, Colin, I got 50K or 100K. every single time you could have picked up 50K, you could have put it back into marketing. You could have put it back into your system. You could have put it back into hiring more cold caller or whatever it is, right? Hiring a better team, systems, and keep on growing and building your business. But every single time you take that moment away from your business, you're suffocating your business.
Right.
Because for your business to grow, it needs cash. It needs fuel. Just like a car, if you want it to go, you got to put gas. Just like a business, if you want it to grow, it needs cash. So everything, so you 50K, you park it in a piece of real estate, you slow it down.
I'll show you the deal, actually. I'll just share my screen and show you the deal, and let me know if it
Okay, nice. I want to see it.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
What up, bro?
I'm doing. Hey, what's up? I'm doing well. How are you?
Dude, man, I mean, listen, dude. All of you on here should be freaking excited. Because Ivan Bobby is going to help you become the next millionaire.
That's what I mean.
Absolutely. Ty was a great leader. I have a quick question. What is the most effective way to find quality cash buyers, and definitely not necessarily the easiest? So something where, just the most effective way, especially when you need cash buyers quickly. Maybe you have a situation where you already have it on the contract and you really want to get it out.
Got it, man. So, I mean, if I were you, I would network with other wholesalers because they're just like us. They're out there building up their cash buyers list and saving the deal. And then number two, bro, the one that's going to pay you the most for your wholesale fee is typically the retail cash buyer, and I find them through local realtors.
That's like, I'll be doing lots, and I want to know if it's better to get the property under contract, then look for the buyer, or already contact buyers and see if they're interested, and then get it under contract.
Okay, man. So people always ask, "Hey, should I find the deal first and then look for the buyer, or should I find the buyer first and then look for the deal?" Dude, you can do both, bro. Because you can put a ghost ad on Craigslist, right? Searching for buyer while you're sending out your marketing, talking to a seller. So if I were you, dude, it's not one or the other. It's not like, okay, I'm not gonna even work on building my buyer list. I just focus on, finding my deals. So I mean, I would do both. But I can tell you this, dude. If you have a deal under contract, but if the number was right, and if it's a deal, bro, dude, you would have no problem selling that thing.
Yeah.
And now, if you get a property in the contract and it's not a deal, then you need to learn how to renegotiate. When you don't know how to renegotiate, most people will just throw it away and say, "Oh yeah, I sent it out, but no buyers take it." So they call the seller back and they just cancel it. Dude, call the seller back and renegotiate. Get more time. Dude, there were times, bro, that I sent out my deal and I get so many no's and it gets discouraging, right?
We also got another question here. How do you go about not putting EMD down? Do you always put EMD down on your properties?
Yeah, man, dude. I mean, the earnest money deposit can be as little as $10. So when it comes to the EMD, the earnest money deposit, typically if the seller doesn't ask, you don't bring it up. And when you don't bring it up, it means you can put any amount in the contract. Dude, I have students that put $0. $0 as an EMD. All right, you have $0. Now the thing with that is, majority of the time when you deal directly with the seller, they don't really know about this earnest money deposit. Typically, a seller brings it up because they've worked with an agent before, or they've experienced, they know the process, right? But most sellers that you deal with don't know. But I got to tell you, dude, if you want the contract to be legally binding, you have to drop off somewhat.
But yeah, with the EMD thing, how I handle that, it's not my money. I'm never putting EMD down. That is, in the way my contract is written, is I have an inspection period that if I don't find a buyer at the time, I back out. The EMD is for my buyer to put it there, in my opinion. So most of the time, I put whatever in there. It could be, most of the time people are like, "Oh, what about the absolutely?" Not tell them every time. I'm like, I understand your concern, but at the end of the day, we make so many offers. If I put 1% down on every single property we're buying, I'd be out of business. I'm not a big conglomerate. I'm not BlackRock. I'm a small business. And that usually helps diffuse it a little bit. Let them know, you just can do what makes them comfortable, because at the end of the day, it's just a number on a piece of paper.
What do you look for in a property to know if it's possible, if it's a deal or not? How much distress do you look for? So kind of how much work does the property need to typically go for? What type of deals?
Well, I mean, dude, the more work it needs, the better the deal will be. So, I mean, when it comes to getting a property in a contract, dude, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you go to the house and the house is half burned. You'd be like, oh, hell yeah, dude.
Right.
So you go and you see your property, dude, half the house is falling off. You'd be like, oh, hell yeah, dude, because nobody wants it, right? The seller's probably in super distress. They're not going to list the property, and that's how you get the best deal. The worse shape the property is, the better. Dude, I love it when an agent called me and said, hey, Carl, this house is a tear down. Oh, I love it, dude. Which means I'll be able to put that property in the contract at a value of the land, and then flip it.
My question is, once you get a hold of any hedge fund buyers on the phone, how do you present yourself on the first minute for them to get interested?
Okay, dude. So we work with a group that's locally here in Washington State. They're called Eastside Funding. So they basically fund to a bunch of investors, right? Get on the phone with them. So typically, I get on the phone with them. His name is Mike. I said, hey, Mike. They love it when it's an off-market deal. I said, hey, Mike, I got an off-market deal here, right? Not sure if your investor would like it. And I just kind of break down the number. I said, hey, here's how much we estimate the ARV to be. Here's how much we estimate the rehab to be. And here's how much you guys can buy for.
Let me show you this deal, Kong. I just want to get your opinion here.
I want to check it out, bro.
So this is what I'll be buying. It's
Nice.
a very beautiful property here. I do have inside pictures, but obviously they're not listed here. Yeah, it's a single family. All I gotta do is redo the floors, paint the walls, and add a gate in the back for the 2 dogs for this one tenant. I'm looking to I'm looking to cash flow it. So I can go all the way up. You know, if this was fully done up, 1,600.
Yep.
But the condition, I was able to get somebody. She already looked at the pictures. I'm gonna clear the house out. I can get somebody right now for 1,200.
Okay, dude.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, dude, that's like 2 or 3% goal, bro. That's good for you.
That's really good. Like I think that's really good.
But now, let's talk about the location. Dude, typically something that cheap, bro, is probably in a not. And I mean, when I look at the number, I'm like, it's probably not a good neighborhood. So it's an A, B, C, D.
I hear you. And it's actually a C.
Okay.
The area, it's got a church right behind the house. It's got an elementary school. Yep. And it's also got a university down the street. So it's got everything you need. It's right off the highway. People come here for a vacation anyway. So
what is the ARV on it?
I calculated 110, but it's going up.
Damn.
It's going up.
Good for you, bro.
Yeah, it's going up.
I have a question, please. What is a good way to overcome objections and rebuttals for homeowners who are stuck in a COVID market or just simply think that their house is worth way more than the market says?
Bobby, do you want to answer that first?
God, that's my favorite one. So everybody, you'll always hear, I'm sorry, but that offer price is too low. I really need X. I always say, Don. All right, so I always be like, Don, listen, the hard part is over, man. I got the property approved, which is good news. Now, I'm on your side here. What can I do? And I always use the underwriter tactic, even though I'm the underwriter. Makes it seem a little more, I guess, like you have some sort of authority. You're on their side. It's not just, you want to be buddy-buddy with these sellers, right? So, the best way to go about it is, I think the price is great in the open market, but as far as a cash offer, you really just have to hit the fact that they're not going to have to deal with all these fees. And realistically, you can go back to the fact that everything was extremely inflated during COVID. There was free money being printed. The market is now adjusting. We have 7 to 8% interest rates. People are not buying properties at those prices. And you could just use the information you have on Zillow. It will show you what similar houses are going for. Say it's a 1,500 square feet. Find similar houses, 1,500 square feet, seeing what's being sold for on market. And then at that point, do all the work backwards, right? So say a house is selling for $400,000 with a realtor, but it's been done up. Tell the seller, listen, you could sell this for $400,000, but you're going to walk with $340,000, $350,000 if you work with a realtor. I'm here to offer you, $290,000, but not too far apart if your numbers are, close. You just want to work it backwards. It's selling them on the convenience of what you have to offer. There's a lot of people that want to stage their house. They don't want to be under contract with a realtor. And at the end of the day, a lot of people they're set because they think their house is more valuable than it actually is. But that's really common. Shit, I don't sell my house unless somebody comes to me randomly and gives me what I want. That's just how it is. I have no need to sell my house. So that's the biggest thing.
I love that. Now, I just want to add something to that. Okay, now this is one, bro, is a lot of you, what you're doing is that you're dealing with a seller that's already not motivated. Dude, then just move on. Next, okay? Because when you're talking to a motivated seller, they're reasonable. They understand that when they sell to investors, they're going to sell for cheap. All right, cheap first. So, dude, this is something that I learned from Brad Lee, and I don't know if you guys watch Brad Lee or not, but he said you got 3 options. You got the fast, you got the cheap, all right, and then you got the quality. If you want it fast, dude, it's gonna be cheap. What, right? So if you want this to be half a free, quick closing, we're gonna sell you, right? Which means you have to buy for cheap. So so typically you only tell them they only get 2 of the 3. So whichever one it is. If they want the highest price, then probably you're not the guy to go with. The best option is probably to list their property with a real estate agent. So it's okay to tell them that, man. Sometimes you just need to push the seller away. And when you push her away and they have a motivation, they're gonna come towards you, bro.
My biggest piece of advice on that is like, you got people to call. You got people to fucking call. I mean, let me ask you guys this real quick. I want everybody to answer. How many people are you guys necessarily, we're not going to say talking to, but how many people are you guys reaching out to every single day?
Oh, Bobby, that's good. Because I was about to say the same, like, so I was about to say the same, and I was about to say, how many, like, do you, majority of you on here, do you have a list that you're targeting right now?
Text it up, guys.
Yeah, put it in the chat. I want to see this.
Yeah. Well,
I want a number here. How many people you guys call a day?
Love it.
So, Pedro, you're telling me you dial 1,000 phone numbers a day?
No, dude.
that's crazy.
Dude, how many hours work a day?
It is believable, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it is.
I was a loan officer for Rocket Mortgage. I mean, we used to do that every single day. It's insane. I'm all about it.
I mean, yeah, you got that type of power down and shit.
Yeah. It wasn't fun, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
I can tell you, dude, if you're able to get 100 sellers on the phone with you, and you can't even close one of them, I'm telling you right now, dude. A lot of you, dude, because you don't know what to say and have to negotiate on the phone. So you need to hit up Ollie, you need to hit up Tyler, dude. Because if you talk to 100 sellers, in that 100, man, they gotta be a seller that are somewhat motivated. Like a lot of you just trying to get lucky. You're looking for the extreme motivation. That is lucky. But I'm telling you, if you know how to talk to negotiate like Tyler, me, or Bobby, bro, they don't need to be extreme motivated. They just need to be somewhat reasonable, and you're able to negotiate them and get that thing locked up in the contract.
Yeah, just show them the value.
Well, that's the thing, though, is I don't give a fuck about the house until 10, 15 minutes into our conversation. I'm a little different than most people. I talk to the person. Why are you even interested in something? Why'd you pick up my call? A lot of my stuff, I get warm cold call leads, so somebody's pre-called. But if somebody sat on the phone with somebody that they never talked to, usually in a different country too that these people are calling from, and they're sitting on the phone with them for 5 minutes, there is a level of interest, and all you have to do is get that person to like you, trust you. It's a straight line method. It's the easiest thing.
And what do you think, Kong? Like, should the beginners start maybe off market or on market?
I mean, dude, back in 2008, 2009, you can probably find a lot of stuff that's on market, man. And the people that are so depending on like on market deals with realtors, making offer on listed property, bro, when the market got good, they're lost. They don't know how to go out there and really hunt and find these off market deals. I'm telling you, when you get on the phone with the investors, stop saying, dude, if you just say, hey, I got an off market deal, they'll be like, okay, what you got? Because that's what they want, man. Because see, I can get people calling me because I have a website, because like I said, I used to fix and flip. And I have people calling me and say, hey, I got a deal. And the first thing I ask them is it on market or off market? Oh, it's on market. Okay, just email it over to me. Like, don't waste time. Because the majority of the time I know 99%, bro, it's probably not a deal.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's an off market deal, then I want to hear it.
I get that, and like this is their full-time job. But if say you've already done a deal, you have some money put aside, and this is what you're trying to do full-time, and you're only making $20 a day, dude, I beat you by 9 o'clock in the morning. Literally. It is 2:47 Eastern time. I have 100 dials, 21 answers, and an hour and 16 minutes and 43 seconds of talk time. My minimums, right? So somebody asked this in question. How many calls should someone make a day to get their first deal? I have KPIs I try to hit, and this is something that was instilled into me by Eric. You make anywhere from 60 dials a day with 3 hours of talk time. And if you don't hit that 3 hours of talk time, you make 100 dials. Mm-hmm. It's simple. It's a grind. You'll get good on the phones, I promise that. I'm also going to do this like my mentality.
Look, man. I mean, like, dude, like, I want people to understand it's not just wholesaling, man, but any business you get into, it's not a walk in the park. Like, dude, like, you gotta want this thing so bad. Like, you want to build your own business because you want the lifestyle, you want to have the time freedom, you want to control your own schedule. Like, you gotta want it so bad, man. That's the only way that you will succeed. Right.
How much do you spend? How much time do you spend on calls? I know we got a question like that in the chat.
I mean, it really depends.
Yeah,
I mean, there's been times where it's been a layup. Somebody, and even those layups, I'm on the phone with them for 30 minutes minimum.
Oh yeah. I have a question for Tom. So I had this property in Pennsylvania, Salzburg, and the comps were around 170 to 200K. This guy had a listing for 70, 80.
Okay, hold on a second, bro. Okay, so this property is listed, correct?
Yeah, it was listed on Zillow.
Okay, so wait, is it listed for sale by owner or is it listed with an agent?
For sale by owner.
Okay, so he listed for 78K. ARV is what?
ARV was 170 to 200K.
Let's just go ahead and put it in the middle. Let's just say 185, okay?
Okay.
And what's the rehab?
So the property was already under rehab. The owner actually fixed it up himself, but he ran out of money and he didn't want to pay anymore, and he wanted to sell the house. Rehab was like 40K.
Okay, so there's $40,000 left. Okay, man. And have you? Okay, so you got. Okay, so you're asking 78. How long has it been on the market?
Probably 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay, stop. Now, have you made an offer?
I sent him an offer. So I asked him what his lowest price was. He said 70, and I got it down to like 68.
Okay.
That shit up, dude.
I know.
No, I couldn't get it on the contract because he didn't want to sign. He didn't want to sign it because of the 30-day on his property. So that was my problem. So I didn't know what to do. I tried everything. Like I asked him, what if we offer more for the price? We went up to like 72, me and my partner, and then he still didn't want to sign it. He was already okay with 68, but he just was worrying about the 30-day
Okay, bro, just stop, man. So what does he want?
He wanted he just wanted to get rid of the house, but he didn't want to.
I know, but what does he want? Like, I don't want you to tie it up for 30 days. So what is it that he wants? He wants you to close on it with no inspection?
Yes, that's basically, yeah.
Well, dude, you can tell him, bro, no buyer would buy that thing sight unseen, which there is some buyer, but he's not going to know. Right? No buyer would buy anything without actually even walk through the property. So you're telling me that I need to take your word for this and close on it and give you 6 to 8K without even going inside and looking at the property?
Well, he wanted me to walk to the property, but like I'm all the way in Michigan and it's all the way in Pennsylvania. Yeah. So I was doing versus wholesaling.
I know, I hear you, man. So basically he's saying 30 days is too long. Have you asked him for even 15 days?
Yeah, I told him I could close it in like 2 weeks, and then no, because the problem was he was burned by other 2 wholesalers. Like he tried to sell it.
So when is the last time that you talked to the seller?
No, this was a long time ago. So I just wanted to see it.
I got it, bro, dude. Because I thought this deal was just now. I said, bro, get Bobby or Tyler on the phone with the seller and freaking lock this thing up, baby.
No, I would have locked it in like a long time ago, but he didn't want to sign the contract, bro.
Dude, 68 was a 20K spread right there already.
His problem was he got burned by other wholesalers.
Okay, hold on. Hey, Bobby, I'll let you take over of how you would handle it, man.
Yeah, no, we hear that pretty often, and it's very common that, and we're going to role play here, okay? So think of me talking to the seller at this point. So I completely understand your concerns. Tell me a little bit about what happened with that previous wholesaler.
what happened was we had a 30-day like tie up for the property, and he couldn't close, so he backed up on the contract.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. And did he say why, or what was the price that he actually put you on the contract for?
I don't remember what the price was, but I'm sure he got it for a good deal. 78 is asking price.
Got it, 78. So that would make sense. What we see, and this is something that I always say all the time, is at the end of the day, you're talking with somebody that does this day in and day out. We lock up X amount of properties every single month. I know that when I give you an offer, the deal is a deal. We're not going to lock somebody up under contract and postpone you out 30 days. That does nothing for me, and it does nothing for you. I want to make money here. You want to make money. And at the end of the day, I'm not going to just lock you up under contract just to lock you up under contract. These 30 days allow us to do a few things. It allows us to verify the information that you've given me over the phone, that the condition of the home is what you say it is. I'm not saying you're a liar, but from time to time, people, I wouldn't say liar, I'm just saying this to you guys right now. I would just usually say, if there's a miscommunication in something that we may have missed, that's something we would come back on. But it allows us to do our due diligence. But any normal real estate transaction is going to take 30 business days or longer.
That's what I told him, bro. And then he wanted a $1,000 non-refundable for our new my contract. I didn't want to do that because what if I couldn't close? You know, it's not like.
So I mean, dude, like actually, dude. So if after 1K, so then basically you just have to go back and tell the seller. You know, I mean, we typically don't put up $1,000 EMD, especially if it's non-refundable. But if you want it to be non-refundable, I'm willing to work with you on it, right? Now I don't know if I could, but I can get that approved. But okay, you said 30 days was too long. If we willing to put up the 1K non-refundable, would you at least give us 15 days? I gave you what you want. Now can you just give me what I want? I don't want to tie it in the contract. Well, how are we going to close this thing when there's no agreement? So we're just going to sign it and then send it to title and then close this thing in one day?
Yeah, bro, I wasted 1 week on the thing.
Hey, listen. Well, now that you hear from me and Bobby, and you guys have done everything you can, bro. Don't feel bad, man. Just move on.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to wrap things up here, guys. So, I'll see you guys. Have a great one. I love you guys. We'll do another meetings like this. We'll probably come back. Me and Kong, we're going to do a cold calling meeting.
Hell yeah.
Stay tuned. Love you guys. Love you guys. All I said.
I appreciate you guys. It's such an honor. I had a great time.
What did you think, man? What did you think?
Dude, you guys got a killer community of people, man.